Hey there. What happens if you're already in the helping profession, supporting others and holding space and showing up every day, but deep down you know there are parts of your own story you haven't fully processed yet? Does that mean you're failing? Does that mean you don't belong here? Let me just tell you, absolutely not. But it does mean that you deserve attention, care, and support too. I'm Dr. Cheryl, and I support helping professionals in creating spaces where individuals feel safe, valued, and empowered using trauma informed, equity centered, and resilience focused practices. Let me say this clearly: carrying unprocessed pain doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. You are not expected to be flawless to do meaningful, life changing work. But if you don't take time to attend to your own healing, that unattended pain can eventually leak into the spaces we create for others. And that's not because we're bad helpers, it's because we're human helpers. Professional healing work is a professional's responsibility. We often think of healing as a personal journey, but for those of us called to this work, healing is also a professional responsibility. Why? Because helping work is relational work. Let me say that again. Helping work is relational work. The way we show up with our students, clients, patients, or teams is shaped not just by what we know, but by what we carry. And when our own pain goes unacknowledged, it can show up in ways we don't intend. It can show up in as impatience with a client's slow progress. It can show up in over identifying with someone's struggle and losing our objectivity in the room with our clients, or in feeling personally triggered by situations that aren't ours to carry. This doesn't mean you're broken. It means there's room for tending, room for growth, room for care. It's like carrying a backpack of unseen weight. Imagine carrying that heavy backpack every day. Maybe you got used to its weight. You barely noticed it anymore. But over time, it starts to affect how you move, how much you can carry for others, and how quickly you tire. Unprocessed trauma is like that backpack. You can function with it, but at a cost. And when you start to lighten the load through therapy, reflection, peer support, you don't just feel better, you show up stronger, more grounded, and more attuned for the people you're going to serve. You don't have to be done healing to make a difference. You don't need a spotless past to be a source of strength for others. What matters most is your willingness to be aware, to notice what you're carrying and how it impacts your presence. Self awareness is protective. It allows you to catch yourself before compassion fatigue turns into resentment. It allows you to recognize when you're being activated by your own history. It allows you to recognize and choose regulation, to choose support and rest over pushing through at any cost. You can't avoid life's hardships, but you can build practices that help you to stay grounded through them. If you're recognizing yourself in this, I invite you to pause and gently ask, what might be in my backpack that I haven't fully acknowledged yet? Where could I use more support, not just for my work, but for myself? What would it mean for me to lead from a place of healing, not just helping? You have to understand you deserve spaces where you're cared for, not just spaces where you're expected to care. We're trying to reframe the responsibility. And when we reframe this, we're looking at compassion, not shame. Healing is not about blame or shame, it's about capacity. The more we tend to ourselves, the more capacity we create to hold others safely. The more we heal, the more we interrupt cycles of harm and exhaustion that have existed for far too long. And here's something beautiful. Every step you take toward your healing strengthens the foundation for someone else. You're not just building a better professional future, you're building a more compassionate community, one courageous step at a time. You don't have to be perfect to belong here. You just have to be willing to care for yourself as fiercely as you care for others, because you are stronger than you know, you're braver than you feel, and you're more resilient than you realize. Keep going one step at a time. You've got this, and I'll see you in the next video.